What's up, everyone? Back here at the Lights On podcast with Brian. And how are you, Tion?
I'm good, Brian. So, how would you transfer your current diet and workout breakdown towards a female?
For a female?
If you were to give advice towards a female, so you'd obviously have to know certain goals.
Yeah.
Overall, most females just want to get a bigger ass. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So if you
Legs,
were, if
glutes.
let's just say, if she didn't want to overly increase muscle mass on the upper body, she's more interested in increasing muscle mass in the lower body and to have tonage in the upper and abdomen.
For a female, you'd be eating less than 2,500 calories.
So you think we're around the 1,500 mark?
Even that's a bit too low. I've trained some females in the past. I'll put them around like 1,800.
Okay.
And I'd put their split would be completely different. I'd have them do legs 3 times a week. I'd have them back is important. Back like what, twice a week. Chest is not that important to most females, maybe once or twice a week. Shoulders, I'd chuck in shoulders its own separate day, maybe instead of arm. It depends on the female, what their goal. If they're trying to lose weight, if they're trying to gain weight, if they're trying to, but mostly I just go push-pull legs, Yeah, push-pull legs is a good split because it hits legs.
And then what would the split be? So you said 3 times a week for legs. What would the split be?
Yeah. So one leg day, depends on the person, but I'd have one leg day to be mainly glutes focused. Chuck in maybe, I go glutes and hamstrings.
Yeah,
They're
they
pretty,
need to go together. Yeah.
pretty. But I know people that like separate them, so they'll be like quads and calves, and then glutes. Glutes and something. I don't know. Glutes and hamstrings, and then quads and calves, and I just oscillate.
Okay.
So it'll be like a 2-week rotation.
Okay, and then with the glutes day, see, like I ideally for glutes, like I would want to have glutes for 2 days and then quads for 1 day. And the glutes, I would split it up. So I do more compound exercises for one glute and hamstring day, and then I do more isolating exercises for another glute day.
Yeah.
So we can kind of target each of the regions of the glute. And hamstrings for females as well, if you are trying to accomplish a bigger ass. Hamstrings are really, really important because it's what gives the under butt. And I think I see personally a lot of women at the gym and they kind of neglect hamstrings. Well, not neglect.
Yeah, they go saggy.
They're not focused on it. Bro. They're really focused on the shelf. So the glute.
Yeah, you don't want a shaggy fucking.
Yeah, so they just don't have that underbutt, and the underbutt is what gives the roundness, the overall roundness to the ass, I think, personally. So, hamstrings is super, super important. But I mean, when I do train and I've lost 6 kilos recently, so I've essentially lost most of my muscle mass. But when I am training properly, I do a lot of supersets and trisets because I like to fit as much as I can and try and hit as many parts of the glute as possible, including the hamstrings.
That's interesting, yeah.
And
what's the goal? Like build size or tone up?
Build size more so.
Because to tone up, I'd be doing supersets, but to build size, I wouldn't be doing supersets.
Really? So essentially 1 day I would focus on supersets. This is how I would break it up. So I only used to do 2 days weight training, and that was glute focused.
Yeah.
The rest of my training is to tone up, Pilates and that kind of thing. So 1 day was about supersets, trisets. The other day was about increasing my strength and not doing any so single sets essentially. Yeah. And I would try and go hard and break PBs and that kind of thing. But I kind of group all of my supersets into the same type of movement. So my first superset is usually hip thrust because that's my heaviest lift. So I like to get that out because I train fasted. So I like to get that out of the way when I have the most energy.
Yeah.
So I'd do that. I'd go straight into single leg bridges.
Yeah.
So I do it elevated.
Yeah. With a dumbbell?
No. So that was free weights, but I do got 15 to 20 reps on each leg. And then straight from that, I would go into weighted bridges. So I like if I'm lifting fucking 120 in my hip thrust, I'm only doing about 30 kilos when I'm doing my bridges.
Yeah.
And it's a killer. Like it's an absolute killer. And I do isometric as well. So when I get up to the top, I hold, I squeeze everything in, and then I slowly lower down. So they're not fast, exaggerated movements at all. I really try and keep that mind-muscle connection when I do train. And I do see a lot of girls, especially on those hip thrust machines. I don't use them. I use a bar. You have more control and there's more of that connection. But I see a lot of girls when they're at the gym and they're doing hip thrust, it's really just push up, down, push up, down, push up, down. There's no slow, mindful movements. There's no freeze at the top, no holding, none of that that muscle
time
mind
under
connection.
tension.
Pardon?
Time under tension.
Yeah.
So for muscle gain.
Yeah. Well, so I'll do 4 trisets of that. And then I'll move straight over to Bulgarian split squats. And I usually superset that with curtsy lunges.
Yeah.
And I'll do 4 sets of those, increasing in weight each time. And then from there, I will usually go and do hamstrings. So I will do the single-legged hamstring machine. I don't know what that's called, hamstring curl. You know, when the ones where when you're standing up, not the laying down one. And then I'll superset that with single-legged RDLs because it hits the same muscle. Yeah. And then from there, I'll go over and I'll do normal RDLs. And I do that on the cable machine because I have a tendency to activate my lower back if I don't use the cable machine.
Yeah.
And then I'll superset that with squats. So I'll do wide-legged. And I know that's like seems counterintuitive, but I've already used my single-legged RDLs with the other exercise. So then I'm like, well, at least I'll get some squats in. And then I'll go and do donkey kicks on the machine, and I'll superset that with, I don't even know the name of it. It's when you're on that, you usually do it for back, and it's that thing where you like, kind of like that, and then you go down and up with a weight. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it for abs?
No. It's for, most people
Nordics?
use it for back.
For back?
Yeah.
Oh, hyperextensions.
Hyperextensions. So obviously I turn my feet out, I curl my back, and my range of motion is a lot smaller.
For the glutes.
But yeah, so I'll superset that with the donkey kicks just because at my gym the machines are really close together, so it's just easy. And then as a finisher, I will go and do abductors on the abductor machine.
True. That's a big fucking, damn, that's a lot of exercises.
So I don't know how many exercises that is altogether.
That's a lot.
But
that's more than what I would do in a superset.
So it usually takes me about an hour and a half to finish that because I don't have much breaks and I'm going from one place to another place. And then at the end of it, if I want to focus on core, I don't do abs, I just focus on core strength. I'll do those, what's that exercise? Farmer's
walks.
Yeah. So I'll do it with 2 weights and I'll just do back and forth, and then I'll transfer over to one to try and keep my spine stable.
By the way, if you guys want to know more about her little workout tips or my workout tips, check out the link down below. We've got a course coming that's going to give you all these little insights on health, wellness, and happiness, success, and freedom.
And there's going to be some pics of Brian's abs on there too, if you want to see that.
Nah. No one needs to see that. You can find those on my Instagram down below. We'll add a link to that too. But interesting workout. What's your recovery time?
So I usually give myself a 1-day break between legs. Yeah.
So that's so interesting because you need more. If you're doing that much volume, I'd say like 2-3 days break.
I mean, at the moment,
unless you're doing a different muscle part like quads and calves after that 1-day break.
So essentially when I go back to my heavy lifts, it is broken down, it's a lot smaller. So it's hip thrusts, big one for the glutes. It's, what's that one that I mentioned? The Russian
what? Curtsy lunges?
No, yeah, what's it called? Bulgarian split squats. And I go heavy on that. And then I will focus on deadlifts. So I'm big on deadlifts on that day, trying to increase. But I do normal deadlifts and I do wide leg deadlifts as well.
Sumo deadlift.
Sumo deadlifts.
True. Why don't you just do RDLs?
RDLs. I do a
Yeah.
lot of RDLs on my other day. So I do two
Okay.
RDL exercises on that day.
Yeah, true. That's such an interesting program, eh? I don't know how you came up with that.
I had a personal trainer for a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when
And
I
they put
first
you through that?
obviously because the time is limited, 45 minutes
Yeah.
per training session, he obviously wanted to try and get the most growth in that limited 45. And I
Yeah.
only had an hour and a half with him per week, so it was 2 45 sessions. So he got me into supersets. I enjoyed it. I've
Yeah.
got the energy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I train fasted, and as I've noticed, when I get to the gym, I'm lethargic probably for the first 20 minutes, if I'm being honest with you. But as I intensify my workouts, the energy starts coming. By the end of it, I'm pumped.
Yeah, you feel great, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
I also see that a lot, eh? A lot of people or new people that start training, females specifically, when I used to train them, they almost need that feeling of like, I'm tired, otherwise they don't think anything's happening, eh?
Oh,
And
really?
a lot of muscle growth is not from that I'm tired, like any type of feeling. It's from just muscle exhaustion. And you probably won't even feel it that same day, but you will the next.
Oh, 100% the
Which is
next.
interesting.
One of my tricks though for muscle recovery, and I usually do this after every single day I train because I usually train on my days off at the moment. I've just been having a bath in the evening after I train with a shitload of Epsom salts, and it assists with the muscle recovery or at least the sensation of it.
Yeah, you just get rid of lactic acid. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's the pain. It's all just lactic acid
Well,
buildup.
that's the thing, the pain goes. So I think that's a really, really big tip for women as well, because then you can push through the next day. One of my main focuses now that I'm older, and this is something that you don't think of when you're in your 20s, is functional training.
Oh, I've got a
So
mate that does that.
yeah, I'm getting
He's
heaps into it because I mean, on social media, you see these older women who are like in their 90s, and you dead set think that they were in their 60s, but a really healthy 60-year-old. So this lady, she had this huge range of motion with her squat depth. Um, she's completely independent. She does everything for herself. She's carrying 10 bags up the steps because she's just been shopping. It's just amazing. And I think you see now with a lot of the older generation that's currently around, they lack stability, they lack agility, they lack mobility, they lack strength. You just see them, they look so sickly. You see 50-year-olds going around on those mobility scooters, like it's horrendous.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm really trying to focus my attention on that now. So, I mean, I was getting into doing 3 mobility classes a week. I was also doing reformer Pilates for like core strength and range of motion and things like that. And then walking as well. So I was walking on the beach every single day. I miss my week when it was like that. It was so much better. But yeah, so I'm very much focused on that now, instead of, the way you look is just kind of a byproduct of the training. But yeah, I want functional training. I want to be able to move my body, and I want to be able to age gracefully and remain independent in my latter years. Yeah. Why do you say it like that?
Nah, functional training sounds so gay to me, eh?
Why do you say that?
Nah, because I got a mate that does it and he's pretty flexible and mobile. But I could never see myself doing it. Like, sure, I'll train, I'll have good form, and I'll stretch and look after my body. But I feel like that's enough. I'm obviously not in my 50s, so I'll probably switch things up when I get to it.
But yeah,
But
but by then it's
I'm chilling. Eh? Even like with knee pain, I got rid of knee pain by just switching up how I trained. Like I used to have mad knee pain. I got slattis when I was in high school, and I never got rid of it. And I switched up a few different things, and now zero knee pain. I squat heavy as like 210, and I just don't get knee pain ever. I don't need wraps anymore. I don't even use wrist wraps or arm wraps or...
Yeah, but at the same time, Brian, you're 23.
That's true. So maybe when I'm older. But I know the exercises to do for when I get to that stage. Like when I did my certificate in fitness, we went through like how to train an older person with different types of injuries or conditions.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's all about prevention. Why have you even got these different types of conditions and these different types of injuries?
Yeah, obviously I'm not going to get those. I've been injured before. I think injuries are natural when you're training, especially when you're going heavy. But yeah, you can prevent a lot of things, which I do. I also get regular massages. I know when something feels a bit off, I know how to fix it. I will stretch before and after every session, just little things like that.
If you were to go to a exercise physiologist over a masseuse, because massages are really kind of just skin deep. It's more of a relaxation purposes rather than anything else. But if you were to go to an exercise physiologist for...
Relaxation? Nah, this guy fucking needles me and everything, eh?
Yeah, but that's not massage. I'm talking, you said massage.
Yeah, or maybe he's a bit more than a... He's the massage guy for the Knights rugby team or some shit, or I'd done that for 10, 20 years. So he specializes in sports injuries and prevention and all of that.
Okay.
So he'll tell me what I need. He'll do cupping. He'll be like, oh, you're not hydrated because that's when your muscles will tear. So you stay hydrated. He'll be like, you need to eat this, you need to do that. You need to do this to stop that. Your back's tight or...
So he's a sports masseuse. So,
Yeah,
all right.
sports.
But a normal massage for the everyday Joe,
Yeah, nah,
if they
I
were going to
don't.
go for a massage, it's really strictly just relaxation to get a bit of tension and loosen the muscle up, bring a bit of blood flow back to that muscle.
Yeah.
Doesn't have long-term overall benefits
Yeah,
other than
I don't get
relaxation.
those.
Yeah.
I've never had those, actually.
Yeah, so that's different. Most people would go for that. But if you were to go to an exercise physiologist for rehabilitation for an injury or for any type of pain, they're going to put you into functional training.
Yeah,
because that has long-term effects. What's your hip mobility like?
Worst. Even my flexibility used to be bad, but I do take care of it.
Yoga.
Yoga. I reckon yoga is good. I reckon yoga is tough. I've done for some of the recovery stuff that like I'll need to do. I will do yoga, and I reckon yoga is insane. Even
Yoga's
stretching,
hard, man.
it's hard. Like it's painful. Even stretching, I feel like stretching should be
Painful.
like a workout.
It should be painful. If it's not painful, you're not going deep enough.
Yeah, one of those things. It's like once a month I used to do it just because I couldn't be asked to do it anymore. But I'd spend like an hour 30, like just stretching at the gym. Like literally, it's its own workout. I'll do sets of it, but that also just looks after my body.
Yeah, I don't stretch at the gym. I don't stretch before a workout.
Yeah, no, I have
The
to.
only reason I don't do that is because I regularly do yoga. And
true.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't stretch before and after. Maybe it would benefit, but I just think like because my workouts are traditionally very long, I just like I'm already there for 2 hours. I can't donate another fucking hour to half an hour before and half an hour after stretching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But that's why I like to have varied workouts and not just focus on strength training, not just focus on yoga.
Yeah.
They all offer different benefits. But yeah, I'm loving my mobility classes because if you think yoga is hard, like fuck some of the positions that they put me in, I'm like shit.
It helps when you have a partner too. So
Yeah.
I'll also have stretches, or in the past I had stretches for clients that do require a partner because they're just better.
Okay.
Like even like the difference between, say you're trying to stretch your hamstring and someone's pushing up. So for half the stretch, you'd be like just letting them push, and then for the other half, you'd be trying to resist, and it just loosens up the muscle even better.
Yeah, but that's where a Pilates reformer machine can come in handy because it kind of takes that place of a different partner, and you hit places that you could not hit otherwise without the machine.
Yeah.
Like
I want to do Pilates.
See, I'm not a big fan of Pilates.
I want to do it. I've never done it.
I'm a fan of reformer Pilates. Reformer Pilates,
What's
like footy players, they're all doing reformer Pilates.
I thought it was all the same thing.
No, reformer Pilates uses a reformer machine.
Okay, then reformer Pilates. I want to do reformer Pilates.
Yeah, reformer
because I don't know
Pilates.
what normal Pilates is. I've only seen reformer Pilates.
Normal Pilates is more of a functional version of yoga. So it incorporates a lot of the yoga moves, but they're more in a fast-paced type thing.
Oh, no,
if that makes sense.
I want to do that machine. That machine looks fun as.
Yeah, I tried to buy one from Audi. I got there at 8 o'clock on the
From
dot.
Aldi.
Yeah, because they sell them every couple of months, reformer
like it'd
machines for
be-
$300. Yeah.
But thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. This is the Lifestyle Podcast again. And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thank you, guys.